Hundreds missing believed dead after dam bursts. Burton under threat as flood levels rise. And after the deluge, how will Staffordshire recover?
Staffordshire Civil Contingencies Unit are the glue that bring together the procedures of 22 public sector organisations, including the NHS, police, fire, local authorities, ambulance, the voluntary sector, the military, utilities and the Environment Agency.
Civil Contingencies Act in 2004 basically said to the UK, let's plan for any major emergencies in the UK, and that's what we do here in Staffordshire. We actually do it through a small unit of expert civil contingencies planners at the Civil Contingencies Unit in Staffordshire, who are funded by those 22 Category 1 responders to come together to deliver resilience.
Pollution fear as sewage works under threat.
It's still rising, it's still due to, they don't expect it to peak until around about 04 tomorrow morning. So we've got a lot more water that we're dealing with.
Staffordshire Civil Contingencies Unit coordinate practice exercises between the 22 public sector organisations so that they can be fully prepared to respond to emergencies like this one.
Raven is a series of exercises that we put on at this unit to allow us to work with our partners who might have to attend a real incident and give them some training and exercising so that when it does happen in reality that they can respond with some degree of confidence. The exercises we're currently running are to do with flooding. That's one of our highest risks for the county. So it's quite obvious that we need to practice that because it could happen to us at any time.
They're all Victorian terraced houses, very tightly packed, and if memory serves me correctly, there's around about 7,000 properties that could be affected in this immediate area.
I certainly don't think the public need to worry, increase their worry, but what they should do is be prepared for those sorts of things to happen. So what we're trying to do is encourage members of the public in Staffordshire to think about what could happen in Staffordshire and be prepared for that. So for example, know their local radio stations and how to tune into them so that they could turn the radio stations on to find out an update if they weren't going to leave their homes, to prepare a pack of things, put some things together that would be used in an emergency. If you've got elderly neighbours, can you make sure that they're prepared and that you know who they are and you know your neighbours' names and could help them if necessary. It's those sorts of things, being prepared yourself and helping others in your family and friends and neighbours to be prepared.
The first thing is to protect life. So we need to make sure we've got our evacuation plans in place, we've identified numbers, we know where we're taking them.
We've got 5 rest centres identified either side of the flooded area as it cuts off the town. We need to look at other local authority areas for rest centres and also transportation of people out to those rest centres. We've approximately got 3,000 spaces as it stands at the moment.
We face quite a number of risks in Staffordshire, and these are all collected on a document called the Community Risk Register. It's a public-facing document, so it can be accessed any time of day or night via the Staffordshire Prepared website. The most significant recent addition to the website has been our involvement in Twitter and social networking, and our followers, I think, grow day by day. And I think it's an extremely useful addition to get access to the sometimes fairly disparate communities that we have in Staffordshire.
The second priority was the critical infrastructure in the area. How do we stand on that?
Okay, we've got one fire station in the potential flooded area, and we've also got a police station that's on top of the sewage works, which we need to protect as well.
If there's an emergency, the emergency services will all respond to the best ability, but there will inevitably be things that the public can do to help themselves as part of ensuring that people of Staffordshire are as safe as possible. The website's a great way of understanding what's going on in Staffordshire. It's a key way in which people can access information about how to be prepared. StaffordShirePrepared.gov.uk is the place where people can understand and see what we're doing and what they can do to help. In terms of a way to do this, We've just published this booklet which is about managing for the unexpected. The first thing it does is look at evacuation and where you may be able to evacuate. Can you go and stay with family, such things. The second bit talks about how you could contact people if they weren't easily contactable, if they were away from home at the time. It then moves on to look at who your neighbours are, what support you can give to your neighbours or what support they can be to you. So it allows people to work through, and if everybody in Staffordshire had filled in one of these, we would be such a safe place.